Well, welcome back to another episode on the 79 build. In the last episode you would have seen we completely stripped it down and Dad also fixed all the dents. So now the panels are straight, we're able to get a little bit of etch primer, prime the panels, and it is ready for paint. Now we've done a couple of things off camera which Dad will tell you about in a second. Just some of the really boring stuff that we don't want to show you, but today is an exciting episode because we should be laying some paint down on the body.
Well, work on the cruiser is going ahead, and we've painted the engine bay. Looks really good, so really happy with that. So at the moment, we're just blocking down the body. We're going to paint the body today. So that entails giving it a rub down, bit of 320. We're going over with 400 now, and doing all the little tiny stone chips. Once that's done, we'll get her in the booth and mask it up. Okay, now we've never told you what color we've gone. So we've gone with a classic 79 series sandy taupe. It's the beigey color. We love the look of the 75, and that's a sandy taupe as well. And that actually stands out because of the base coat clear over the top. So decided it's a great color. We're going to go the same. As you can see, we've done the engine bay. It looks amazing. So now we're going to do the body.
We just need to probably get the tray off. Probably a couple more things to wipe down. Maybe the cow panel, or are you going to do the scoop and all that today or not?
Probably, yeah. We'll see how much fits in the booth.
So what we're doing now is I've rubbed these. Scott's obviously rubbing the bonnet, and there's showing just a couple of stone chips, so we can't rub out. So Dad's rubbing up what we call fine filler, putting that in there. We'll rub it up, and these are tiny, tiny little imperfections that you can hardly see unless you're really close and rubbing. So we'll put fine filler, wait for that to go off, rub it flat, and then we'll pretty much be ready.
Mix it up. Make sure it's all one color. Then we just put a little tiny bit in that.
You can hardly even see that on the camera, but it's there.
It is there.
There's a couple on here. The main one is this one right here. What do you reckon of Scott's driving skills?
He wouldn't pass the test. I was going to go to the gym today, don't have to now, so.
That was a mission. I think it was the driver more than the mission, but anyway, we got there in the end.
There was no padding on the seat. That's how hard it was.
Oh, yeah. Ended up doing a full 360, but look at this. The cab is off and there is no dirt in here whatsoever.
No, none.
Clean.
Clean as a whistle.
Yep.
Amazing.
Just keep in mind that we have actually cleaned this car about 5 times now, and as soon as we take off that tray, there is so much more mud in there. So it gives us a really good chance to clean on top of the fuel tank, parts of the chassis that we haven't done before, and it's crazy to see the amount of more mud, even though we've cleaned it so much. Righto, this is actually my first drive of the 79. Also, we just took out the rear glass as well, obviously for painting. So, here we go.
Just took the rear screen out, and so we've got to make sure that all the sealer, which stops the water from coming in through the rubber, is all gone because it's made up of a silicon. So silicon doesn't agree with paint. So going to make sure that's totally clean.
Since we've taken the tray off, we can see the back of the 79 series. Now, it's obviously all bright, fresh white paint, So we need to scuff it up to make sure that the new paint is, well, sticks to it basically. So Dad's on the orbital sander doing all the, well, the easy bits really, and I'm on the 400 by pad, getting in all of these sections in here. So let's go do that now. Now we can start the process of masking up. Let's do it. Alrighty guys, we are up to the masking stage. As I mentioned, bit of a masterclass happening right here. Masking is one of those things where you either got it or you don't. And let me tell you something, I got it. Basically tape like this, and then we put a sheet of plastic over that. What's wrong with that? It's around the corner. You do that a lot. Yeah, I will, but not around the whole corner. Got to be happy. And I think the thing is, you just leave that there and paint just will work its way to the metal.
It will. Always does.
You don't even need to worry about trimming this sort of stuff. No. Well, the thing is, obviously Dad's had some experience. My first car, Subaru, you should have seen the underneath of that bonnet. It was beautiful. Do you remember that?
I do remember that.
No,
Is that the one that I had to redo?
Probably.
Okay, one of the most important things about masking up a car is the taping. Now, if you don't do the correct taping, then you'll paint over stuff you don't want to paint, and you'll paint stuff that you do want to paint. The thing is, you don't want flapping paper. So you've got to use a good quality masking tape, and you've got to make sure it sticks and sticks well. Make sure you use the correct paint. If you're using waterborne paint, you've got to use a waterborne masking tape, which is this blue one. Here's waterborne. So we're using waterborne paint.
You want tip number 3?
Tip 3.
There's 2 sides to the tape. There's a sticky side and a not so sticky side. You use the sticky side. Got it?
We've got plastic here. We've also plastic as far underneath here as we can, and then we've put this brown paper on the back here, just to really try to eliminate as much of that odor spray as we can. When we were painting, my very first car was a Subaru Liberty, and we repainted it white, and we couldn't really, well, I definitely couldn't afford to buy new paint. Obviously, luxuries of doing it up at Dad's shop, but Dad wasn't just going to give me brand new paint. So there's actually down in the paint shelves, when the boys paint a car, this is all of the leftovers, and in case, you know, the owners need a sample for paint chips future on or whatever. So we basically found every single white that we could. It might be rock hard, and we put it into one container, whole lot of thinners, and painted, and that white actually turned out unreal. It actually was really good, but we were able to use so many different scraps.
All right, so our shop here, we use a brand called Glazzer. So it's the Parrot brand, which is a pretty much a benchmark of good quality German paints. So we do a bit of prestige stuff here, so like the 79 series. So this is a 55 line, which is an older school type of paint, but we want that classic look, and that's why we've gone for that. Now this is the base coat, which a base coat is the first coat that you put down. Now it covers pretty good on this one, so I predict that we'll probably do about three coats, maybe 2.5, 3 coats, and that will cover. And when you spray this on, this just goes flat, so there's no luster, there's no shine, nothing. So what we'll be doing after we lay this down, we make sure that there's no dust in the base coat, so it's all nice and flat. And then we've got our clear, New Glass Clear AC32. That's the bee's knees. So that will be amazing. Gives a good depth, gives a good coverage, high solid clear. So that goes over the top, which will make that look absolutely spot on.
You reckon you'll use that whole tin for the body?
Yeah.
Wow. Well, the question that everybody will want to know, how much does the paint actually cost? Because people just think, oh, I'll just paint it. But the paint's actually really expensive.
It certainly is. This tin here, you'd be looking about 500 just for that tin.
Yep.
That thing of clear, you're probably close to 800 just for one tin. Now that is not the only thing you need, because you need hardener to go in it, added cost, and then you need your thinner, your AR130, your thinner to go in there. So all of those, I'd have to check the price list, but
it'd be $1,500 of
sure.
paint, easy.
Yeah, no problem at all.
And that's obviously no labour. So then when people are like, oh, how much is a full respray? And you go, because we got that question so much with the 75, how much would it cost for a full respray? It's not just the labour that's a massive expense, it's actually the materials.
Oh yeah, like you can see all these when you get into your pearl products. So all these are little tinters. Mazda 6, D25, common colour. That's one of the main tinters in that. That there, you're looking at $400 for a tinter. So, and for each colour you may not use, a great deal, but you'll use a fair few tinters, and then your white pearls and your white base coats, and then your clears, and then your pearl coats over the top. So painting, very, very expensive. Definitely need your filter, your respirator.
Hey now, I want to find my own way out, escape this boredom and break down. There's nothing left for me here. Stay loud, I'll bite the bullet and fake out, so no one knows when I came down. There's nothing left for me.
We've changed the colour from white, sandy taupe. So we'll do another couple of coats, make sure everything's covered, and then we'll apply the top coat, the clear coat.
The next day.
Well, the 79 is back up in the panel shop, and as you can see, a bit of tender loving care, and it looks mint.
Finish this episode by putting as much together as we can. We don't have the headlights and obviously the bull bar, so we won't be able to do the front end, but the guards are painted, we'll be able to put them on. Now inside, my next job, I'm actually going to take off the hood lining. It's super dirty. We've got a cool little tool to make that really clean. So let's get that hood lining off and let's get this car put back together. Might have to go your way. So we've got the hood lining out now, and it is pretty dirty, but first we're just going to try the mineral terps on some of the grease, and then we've got another machine that will give it a go.
Greasy, it's got dust all the way through it, and it looks pretty disgusting. So what we've got from Worth, it's a BMF cleaner. So this is supposed to be the bee's knees in cleaning, a bit like a dry cleaning fluid, I think.
The hood lining looks absolutely unreal. So I've just got to air it off or blow it out now to get rid of all the water, and then we can chuck it in the car. Well, whilst we wait for our hood lining to dry, I'm going to move on to the guards with Dad. So this is a workmate. It didn't come with the guards. You would have seen in the previous episode where Scott actually hand drilled and filed out each of these holes. And now we've got 3 brackets that we need to put on. So they're going to go on with screws, and then our guard has a rubber around it, and that's going to go on. Now, Dad and I were a little bit of a debate whether do we paint the guards the same colour as the car, or do we paint them black? Dad wanted black, I wanted the same colour, and I actually won this one. I don't know how, somehow we managed to get it the same colour. So just a little thing when you're ever drilling into freshly paint, what I did for these brackets was I pre-drill or pre-screwed in the self-tapping screws that come with the brackets, but that leaves us a, well, exposed metal, which could lead to rust. So here I've got my cavity wax, which is basically rust proofing, and then put some on your thread of your bolt, and then we get our bracket and we can actually screw that in. Get my gun. And there we have our bolt in, and we are preventing rust because this thing will definitely be going on the beach. So we want to give it as much life as possible for the next however long it lives.
Let's see how good these holes are cut. If they're not cut well, Scott, you're getting a phone call.
The flare is all done, and I just reckon it makes the Cruiser look so much better. Definitely changing it from a workmate to a GXL. One thing you'll notice, our wheels are definitely tucked in. Don't you worry, we'll make sure that that's fixed in another episode. Super happy with this. The little, from the flare, little, what do you call this, little mud guard, little, I don't know, stop the stones and whatnot. That's all in there now. So I'll do the other side. I won't show you that on camera because, well, you've already seen me do it on this one. And then hopefully by then, Dad will finish the door and we can put that hood lining in and we're nearly done. We got Jace V arrived, AKA our sticker guy. Not that I can't, he's not on camera at the moment, but he will be.
Hello.
So we're going to put some sponsor stickers up here for those brands that are really just supporting us, and obviously we're super thankful because we can't build epic rigs without the gear. So thank you, Jason, for coming along. If you need stickers, hit him up.
When I look at the sun going down to other skies, all I want is to be there with a new state of mind.
All right, before we put this hood lining back in, we're going to rust proof all around the seams inside the cant rails of the turret here. Saves any rust further on.
As well as the hood lining, we also do the doors. So you can see all in here, all that wax. That there is the rust proofing. So it's got a nice smell to it too, that lingers. So very good. Now we can put the trim on this door.
It's here to stay.
We've got the trims in, all of this, look at that, it looks unreal. I'm actually so happy with how that turned out. Jace has done the stickers on this side, and at the moment he's just making sure that it's not crooked on the passenger side. But how you going, Jace?
Good, good. Getting there.
He's killing it. It's great to have Jace. Well, that brings us to the end of this episode. We got a stack done on the 79. It was white, it went into the booth and it came out sandy tall, and we're able to get the majority of it put back together. Obviously, there's a fair few things missing: headlights, our grille, our front bar. All of that will come in future episodes, as well as lift. We got tyres, and I'm pretty sure in the next episode, we're gonna be putting on an exhaust and a tow bar, because obviously we're gonna be towing with this thing. So thanks for watching. See you in the next one.